Marty Stuart's long career has had a lasting impression on the music business and the lives of his fans and listeners. He is coping behind the scenes with his wife Connie Smith, receiving a poor diagnosis. Marty is stepping aside to support her. In this movie, discover Marty's life, his relationship with Connie, and how this news affects them. Marty was initially exposed to music in the multi-ethnic South, in Philadelphia, Mississippi, where he was born on September 30, 1958. A lifetime fan of country and bluegrass music, he was raised in a small farmhouse in rural America. The son of John Stewart's Sr., a talented musician, found inspiration in Hank Williams' Lester Flatt. Growing up, he loved music and spent a lot of time playing the first, extremely costly guitar that his father had given him. Lester Flatt was captivated by Marty and thought he was a soulmate who shared his love of vintage country music. At the age of 13, Marty's life changed when he joined Flatt's band, the Nashville Grass. His apprenticeship under a great person in the area strengthened his virtuosity on the instrument and his appreciation of the history of country music. Even though Marty Stuart became well known at a young age, his relentless pursuit of his artistic ambition characterized him. He was already performing, writing songs, and playing many instruments by the time the 1980s got around. While appealing pop tunes were mixing country music with rockabilly and honky-tonk influences, he stood out for his own synthesis of these genres. In Marty's personal life, there were both victories and setbacks. Had love been his motivation, he never would have thought he could make a choice that would change his life. Throughout this sequence, Marty's selflessness is demonstrated throughout the movie. He gave up his singing profession to be present for his wife throughout her illness, since it was so essential to him. In this poignant film, the significance of her diagnosis is explained. His ultimate victory over the severe disease and his decision, which conveyed a devastating message to his followers. Consider how this becomes a personal tragedy for the characters, and how genuine friends can be there for you in times of need. Marty, an itinerant man with links to many acts, became a wonderful friend and an inspiration to him. Marty's role at country music events altered as a result, and he began singing alone, which was aided by Cash's charisma and storytelling skills. From the 80s into the 90s, Marty's fame grew while staying loyal to his country music origins. Critics praised his albums like Tempted and Hillbilly Rock, which cemented his status as the genre's most important personality. Marty is not only an expert in music, but also in photography and historical background. Through this lens, fans will discover the rich history of country music and become enamored with its timeless melodies and poignant lyrics. Of course, Marty's childhood predicted more than half a century of creativity, passion, and genuine respect for the roots of country music. A living example of how music can change lives is his amazing journey from a little Mississippi community to the largest venues in Nashville and throughout the world. Marty Stuart and Lester Flatt rose to prominence as one of the most well-known and recognizable country music duos ever. Their combined efforts shaped the evolution of country music and had a lasting impact on later generations of musicians and fans. The relationship between Marty Stuart and Lester Flatt was formed in the early 1970s. Bluegrass icon Lester Flatt was shocked when Stuart suddenly became a proficient guitarist and mandolin player. Stuart started working and singing with Flatt immediately after joining his band, the Nashville Grass, at the young age of 13. For his mentoring and teaching during the development of the style, as well as his education in the history of bluegrass and country music, Marty owes a lot to Flatt. Prior to his and Joe's fame as a duo, Stuart had been a part of Bill Monroe's Bluegrass Boys. Stuart's development as a vocalist and musician was something he could see. As the band's main vocalist, this younger, more vibrant version of skill and enthusiasm really brought the Nashville Grass to life. Early in the 1970s, a number of events altered and magnified Stuart's and Flatt's early years and careers. Stuart learned a lot about stage presence from playing with other bands on the Nashville Grass for many years. Members of Little Big Town were able to expand their musical horizons by combining Nashville's emerging country sound and studying classic bluegrass from Flatt. Lester Flatt and Marty Stuart had a love of vintage country music and a mutual respect of one another's performances, demonstrating their deep musical ties. Fans were treated to many CDs that featured Stewart's deft musicianship and Flat's melancholic vocals. "I'll Stay Around" and "Take Me Back to Tulsa" are excellent instances of how they used fiddles, banjo rhythms, silvery lines and bluegrass picking, and of course Stewart the tiny guitarist, into popular tunes. For many years Marty Stuart and Lester Flatt's second successful collaboration inspired other musicians. By bringing bluegrass and contemporary country music closer together, they allowed other musicians to freely explore and push the genre's limits. Stuart credits his experience with Flatt with fostering his passion for musical narrative, which is a distinctive characteristic of his solo work. The recording studio and the concert venue were only two aspects of their relationship. Marty reflects on the invaluable lessons he gained from Flatt on a daily basis and views Flatt as a mentor who offered him guidance beyond music. Stuart owes Flatt a lot because he personified the work ethic, genuine humility, and commitment to upholding the purity of country music. In actuality, Marty decided to go it alone following Flatt's death in 1979, and his solo career cemented his status as the most creative and unique personality in country music. As seen by Flatt's study, Stuart continued to explore with creativity while paying tribute to the genre's roots. His solo albums, such Hillbilly Rock and Tempted, combined traditional components with modern flavors, and both critics and audiences praised him for this. Another indication that the successful collaboration between a mentor and pupil may influence the country music genre is the tale of Marty Stuart and Lester Flatt. In the same way that Stewart's mainstream singing career showed his talent early on, their songs draw from the heritage of country music. Lester Flatt's memory is honored by Marty Stuart's compositions and commitment to conserving the rich tradition of country music. Does Lester and Marty Stuart's collaboration have a good or bad impact on country music? Please leave a comment to share your thoughts. Stewart's second album, Busy Bee Cafe, was published in 1982, and he was asked to join Johnny Cash's backup band as a result of his achievements. Earl Scruggs, Johnny Cash, and Doc Watson were among the musicians that helped create this bluegrass gem. A large number of individuals praised the recording. Stuart, who was married at the time, came into the rockabilly scene with the album Marty Stuart and his first #1 hit, Arlene. His theatrical appearance, which he worked hard to develop, also included teased hair and gaudy Western attire. In 1988, he divorced Cindy in order to make changes in his personal life. One of Stewart's country music singles, Hillbilly Rock from 1989, peaked at number 10. Stewart saw Grammy success for the first time when he and Travis Tritt collaborated on the song The Whiskey Ain't Workin' from 1992, winning the Grammy for Best Country Vocal Collaboration. Stewart won a Grammy for Best Country Instrumental Performance the next year after working on the song alongside country music legends Vince Gill and Chet Atkins. Despite being a financial failure, Stewart's career as a country music performer remained prosperous. He hosted the first-ever Marty Party TV special that same year. Connie Smith was born in Elkhart, Indiana, on August 14, 1941. She also has a prominent place among the influential figures of the 1960s country music scene. Connie was one of 14 children. She came from a very poor family, and when Shannon was still a baby, her family moved back to West Virginia and then to Dungannon, Ohio. Her parents imposed their interests on her, thus she grew up listening to country music performers Ernest Tubb and Eddie Arnold. In 1959, she was the salutatorian of her primary school class. In fact, there was just 1/10 of a point between her and the valedictorian. She also began doing community performances, which gave her more self-assurance. She was invited to Nashville by singer-songwriter Bill Anderson after winning a talent competition at Frontier Ranch Country Music Park. After her performance at Ernest Tubbs' Midnight Jamboree received such positive reviews, she made the decision to settle there permanently. Once a Day was recorded at her first session with RCA upon her signing to the label. For an amazing 8 weeks it topped the charts, making it the first debut single by a female country singer to ever do so. Along with How Great Thou Art, her biggest gospel success, it remains one of her most requested songs. Smith then went on to become one of the greatest of all time, releasing 31 albums, 3 of which were #1 hits, and receiving 11 nominations for Grammy Awards. She had 20 country songs that made it to the top 10. In Rolling Stone's list of the 100 best country artists, she is ranked 100th. Connie Smith and Marty Stuart first met in the early 1970s, when Smith was a rising star in Nashville's music industry. Smith recognized potential in Stuart, who was already well known from hits like Once a Day. Their mutual passion and dedication to the heritage of vintage country music served as the foundation for their professional appreciation, which quickly developed into a relationship. As evidenced by their extensive history of collaboration in the entertainment business, Marty and Connie are devoted to one another, and their mutual passion unites them on stage. A few twisted tracks, such as Farmer's Blues and I Run to You, demonstrated how well their vocal styles and backdrops blended. With time, their once close relationship grew into a passionate affair as their feelings for one another deepened. It was common for Marty to honor Connie in his songs by referencing her and their shared experiences. He was well known for his poignant performances and exquisite poetry. In an interview, Stuart disclosed that his mother's favorite singer was Connie Smith. She was featured in a beautiful portrait on the cover of a tape called Miss Smith Goes to Nashville, which was at our house. In my opinion, she was the world's most beautiful young lady. The night before the Mississippi performance, I had my mom take me shopping for a bright yellow top so that Connie would see me. After the event, my sister and I were able to acquire her autograph and have our picture taken with her. On the way home, I proposed to my mother. It took 25 years to find the remedy, but it worked. Even after being married in 1997, Marty Stuart and Connie Smith have never held back when expressing their love for one another. Everyone in the country music industry was thrilled for the couple since they were both so dedicated to their music, and they could see it was true love. Even though Marty and Connie had rigorous and executive-style employment schedules, they managed to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Leanne and Eddie's love of antique country music, along with other traditions, artifacts, and related hobbies, allowed them to develop a relationship and encourage one another's performances. A key figure in the contemporary traditional country scene is Marty Stuart, while Connie Smith represents a fresh generation of pure country music. These aspects of the company's aims include conserving such legacies, supporting this genre, and engaging in charity endeavors. The marriage of Marty Stuart and Connie Smith is a wonderful example of the strength of love and business in country music. Being life partners instead of co-workers has enhanced both of their jobs and permanently altered the genre they both like. Marty and Connie's relationship has been praised for its harmony and love of country music, but it has nevertheless had to cope with the constant scrutiny that celebrities face. Challenges they have faced along the road have put their capacity to maintain a good work-life balance and their tolerance for devotion to the test. The public scrutiny and criticism of country music performers Marty Stuart and Connie Smith is nothing new to them. Because of their fame and high-profile careers, they are both in the spotlight all the time. Their age difference only heightens the mystery around their relationship and the fact that they are well-known individuals. Even the most devoted couples may experience stress from this ongoing pressure as they try to balance their personal and professional lives while managing fan interaction. Marty and Connie have both continued to lead active lives as musicians and entertainers. Marty is a supporter of country music and a band member. Since artists spend so much time away from home performing, recording, and marketing their music, relationship issues are typical. It has been a constant struggle to find a good work-life balance while still finding time for one another, which has required tolerance and understanding. Their connection has also been molded by negotiating family dynamics and other factors including friendships, professional relationships, and personal obligations. When confronted with external factors, they must manage expectations, identify common ground, and overcome issues by being patient, sympathetic, and committed to their partnership. When his wife receives the heartbreaking news of her sickness, Marty puts his career on wait to be there for her because of their intense love. In order to be with Connie throughout this emotional trip, Marty exits the stage. See how their life-threatening fight is led by Marty's everlasting dedication and determination. Prepare yourself for an even more startling news when Connie Smith's awful medical diagnosis is disclosed. Connie Smith collaborates professionally with Marty Stuart. Will their strength and love be enough to get them through this terrible challenge? We will find out. Connie Smith, the well-known country music performer, receives the devastating news that she has a severe disease. Before we begin to discuss this woman's battle, we must pause to acknowledge her accomplishment. Over her extraordinary career, Connie has accumulated over 50 albums and received several Grammy Award nominations. On 2 occasions, she was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Her melodies have given many people comfort and joy, and she is still appreciated by music enthusiasts. Connie hasn't had much luck, but she and her family like to keep their private life secret, so not much is known about her health. Despite this, she is reportedly coping with severe issues that might be related to a stroke. But even though she is unwell, Connie is quite active. She has always been steadfast in her quest for achievement, and has cherished time spent with loved ones. She has been through a tough period, but she feels comfortable with her husband and them. Performer Marty Stuart is a country music artist. Many of Connie's fans have begun to share their personal tales of the moments when they found the most meaning in her music. At the same time that they remind people of her influence, these compliments may bring her encouragement in those. This is a tale of love, persistence, and the unbreakable bond that music can build. With a successful 20-year career in country music that included producing Grammy winners, hit songs and cover versions, Marty Stuart might be considered a legend in his own right. Along with his career accomplishments, Marty Robbins' personal life is closely associated with his wife, Connie Smith, a country music artist who has been making beautiful and uplifting music since the 1960s. When Connie Smith's new medical condition was announced, many fans and family members were shocked. Her particular health issues are still invisible to it. She still faces several obstacles in her future. Finally, Marty Stuart's devotion to Connie is demonstrated by his support of her during some of the riskiest scenes in the movie. Marty has talked about how getting Connie's diagnosis has affected him emotionally in interviews. He described how he first felt incredibly powerless while thinking about the future of the lady he loved. Marty is determined to be the pillar of support for Connie rather than give up. Historically, they have communicated through music. Nevertheless, it has given me comfort. Playing Connie's favorite guitar songs while she sits next to her, Marty adds happiness and normalcy to their house. Despite its modesty, this gesture of love demonstrates his deep concern for her. Marty is also now battling for Connie's life and ensuring that she receives the finest therapy available. Carefully and tenaciously, he has assumed the job of caregiver, monitoring her doctor's visits, researching her condition, and offering words of support. Social media has been used by some fans to express their support for Connie and Marty. On social networking sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the most popular topics are images, videos, and sincere comments on how this music has affected people's lives. You cannot just accept these things as true. Everyone believes they are a great way to keep the marriage going. Recent performances have demonstrated the fervor of the audiences for their favorite performers. She received the silent treatment from many individuals, who posted placards that said things like "We love you, Connie." The faithful have continued to sing and dance to them, and the song's popularity has never faltered. This is the type of moment where the crowd becomes like a second family to the performer. Along with these industry friends, additional people have also come up to assist me. Other musicians and related professions have called Artie and Connie and paid them visits. Some have even planned shows to help pay for Connie's medical bills and spread the word about her health issues. This support system's availability has significantly increased the couple's determination to meet the obstacles that lay ahead. Despite suffering, love has the power to mend shattered hearts, according to the lyrical message. The immense love and support that Marty Stuart and Connie Smith have received is evidence of their great fan bases and friendships. Strength, friendship, and the unwavering desire to live are the themes of this story. Which of Marty Stuart's and Connie Smith's songs or recollections have influenced you the most?